Okay, let's be honest. Troy's and Gabriella's relationship wasn't as perfect as the movies made it out to be. Even though they painted out Troy to be the fault of the relationships, it was actually more Gabriella's fault than Troy's. Shocker, she made several songs about how this was not gonna work. And we all just ignored it and be like, oh, it was Troy's fault. No, it was her fault. So in the first movie, she moved to East High. Before all that, she actually managed to meet Troy at this hotel singing karaoke together. If that's not Disney, then I don't know what is. She's pleasantly surprised to see him. He's excited to see her. He's like, oh, that's the one for me. I would say in the first movie, I can see why people were bashing Troy more than Gabriella, just because he was just so naive and he was just sticking to the status quo, okay? He was really dimming his personal desires just to satisfy people around him. Now, High School Musical 2 and 3, watching those movies, especially the second one, really pissed me off because they always try to paint Troy to be the villain. In the second movie, it's summer vacation, everyone's excited, and Troy managed to get a job at, I would say, a golf course. You know, it was the summer before their senior year, I believe. So everyone was kind of like frazzled. They were like, what am I supposed to do with my life? Everyone except for Gabriella. This is interesting to me because in the third movie, Gabriella was so big on like, oh my gosh, my future is starting. I need to be motivated and pushed through with these college applications, going to Stanford, blah, 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 blah. But it's just so ironic to me how in the second movie, she was just so upset that Troy was actually looking out for his future. And that's the thing that I'm like, yo, was Gabriella actually a good girlfriend for Troy? Like, why are you so mad? Gotta go my own way, huh? Girl, we're just here doing our jobs. Throughout this movie, Sharpay was giving him a lot of connections. He was networking with him or helping him to network for his future, especially with basketball, which, you know, some people are like, oh, Sharpay's like a pick-me. But I mean, if you're presented with an opportunity like that and you got connections, why would you be mad with him trying to take advantage of that? I don't know. Does that paint me to be like a bad character or something? Because personally, I would take advantage of it. Obviously, Sharpay was going over the boundaries of what is a friendship and what's a relationship because he was in a relationship with Gabriella during this time. But my thing is that really they didn't really communicate that way with him. I felt like she was so entitled to his time, entitled to his life. I think it's mainly because of how big their relationship was in the first movie. Everyone was trying to break them up. So I think she just felt so insecure and was just very anxious that anything that goes on in his life will negatively impact the relationship. Ooh, look at me being a relationship expert. Wow. When I was rewatching it, I was noticing those tendencies with her. It was like, girl, speak to him and speak to Sharpay, because I don't think she really spoke to Sharpay like that. By was saying like, yo, this is my man, back off. Like, back off. You want to be his friend, okay, but girl, you gotta put some boundaries. But she was always putting all the blame on Troy. And that's the thing I did not like. They always blame Troy. And no wonder this man has several breakdowns in the trilogy. I would have a breakdown too, because why are you blaming me? Like, I thought y'all want the best for me. It's also funny how she said that he doesn't have time for her anymore. Girl, you're working as a lifeguard. And he's working too, but you meet, you don't have time for each other anymore. He rather hanging out with other people, which mind you, the people he was hanging out with were connections. He was networking. She's saying all this, but she was doing the same thing with her other friends. She was hanging out with Ryan. Honestly, I don't know if their connection was genuine. Because looking back, I feel like she got with Ryan just because she was jealous of Shae being close with Troy. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Also, too, with Troy, with these connections, it wasn't that he was selfish with these connections. He gave the connections to other people in his friend group as well. He gave his friends jobs. Even if they didn't like them, he still got a job, you know, at a high-paying golf course. You know how much they tip? They tip good money. And they were still mad. That poor man was just running around the golf course, crying, screaming, hollering, because he didn't understand what just happened. When it came down to the famous song, Gotta Go My Own Way, when you really analyze the lyrics, it really makes you wonder and ponder if Gabriella even knows what she wants. Mind you, they're all teens. No one knows what they want as a teen. I still don't know what I want at the 20-something. But it comes to the point where if one partner knows what they want and the other one is just, kind of shaky, of course the relationship will be rocky. I feel like Gabriella, she didn't truly understand that in that point in time. She was just constantly trying to be the victim, but she wasn't the victim. Yeah! We're gonna go into the lyrics because this is when I was like, yo, girl has some problems. Okay, so she like, Troy, listen, say what's on my mind. Something about us doesn't seem right these days. Okay, pause. Why did she decide to tell him that? She had all this time, basically the whole summer, and she decided to do it at late night. What? Life keeps getting away. Whenever we try, somehow the plan, it always gets rearranged. Obviously, her summer vacation, y'all gotta get your lives together before you graduate. It's so hard to say, but I gotta do what's best for me. You'll be okay. Huh? What? The question is, will you be okay? Because girl, who makes a whole song about I gotta do what's best for me, but you don't even know what you want? And then Troy's like, what about us? What about everything we've been through? And then he's like, I never meant to hurt you. Because he didn't know he was hurting her. She didn't even tell him. She was just giving him those little winks or saying, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that. But she didn't say it verbatim. And then she was like, and what about me? And he was like, what am I supposed to do? That line literally cracks me up because it really just shows him in the moment like, what the heck is happening? What is going on? What am I supposed to do? Exactly. What is he supposed to do? He did do something. He got rid of all his connections that could have potentially set him up for life. He got rid of his job just so he could be around his friend, his girlfriend. And you know what Gabriella did? You know what she did? Learn a song and just be with him at the end. That's it. Caused that man trauma. And all he did was sing him a song. The audacity. This is a very funny movie to me just because of how Gabriella was acting. Because she was saying all this stuff about Troy in the second movie about how their relationship, everything in their life is just moving too fast. He has different priorities than her. He wants to look in the future. She wants to stay in the present moment. In the third movie, this is obviously in her senior year. And Gabriella, she always wanted to go to Stanford Law to be exact. She was really debating on considering taking classes at Stanford for a year just to test the waters. Unlike Gabriella in the second movie, Troy was really supportive. He was like, go ahead, girl. Do what you gotta do. And I will support you from back here, but do what you gotta do. It's just so crazy to me how he was so supportive with her in the third movie, doing the same exact thing that he was doing in the second movie, but she wasn't even supportive of him in the second movie. And then Troy was saying, do you have to go so soon? Like, I still want to spend time with you. We can make this work. But she was like, no, this will never work. Dang, girl, like he is trying to make this work. I feel like she had anxiety throughout this whole trilogy because she just did not like change at all. Walk Away, that was my favorite song. But even that, you caused Troy to have another mental breakdown with Scream. Oh my gosh, no wonder in the High School Musical series, they were saying that they are in couples therapy. Of course they would be in couples therapy because they went through trauma throughout the whole trilogy. What? Especially actually Troy. I really wonder who engaged that couple's therapy. Was it her or Troy? In my opinion, I feel like it was Troy, because you probably like Gabriella. At some point, you just gotta grow up, because this relationship seems one-sided when it comes to our priorities or stuff like that, because it does not make sense to me. And then Troy even went to Stanford to have an intimate dance with her, which was nice. I love that. And she did the same thing again to like apologize in her own way, which was coming back to the school and performing a song with Troy. You know what? I don't even know if she even apologized. Like, Troy always apologizes in some way. She just sing a song. That's it. When you were growing up watching them, they were cute. But like, when as you grow up and you watch it, it's like, what type of relationship was this? Because I'm just seeing toxic, or just not even toxic. It was just right person, wrong time. Or they need to work on themselves more separately before coming together. Goodness. No wonder they're in couples therapy. Yeah, that's why I believe Gabriella and Troy wasn't really meant for each other. She got some problems. She needs to work on them, but she wasn't really willing to work on them. Not as much as Troy. I hope you guys like this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, leave it in the comments if you believe Gabriella was a good girlfriend to him, or was a good girlfriend to them. Also, I really want to hear your thoughts about High School Musical 2. Did you guys enjoy that movie? I mean, I still enjoy that movie, but I still didn't like how they treated him. So let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.